Hi guys, if you care about the visitors to your website, you're probably spending a lot of time hand spinning your content to make it read right and be unique. Now, what if you could take this same content that you've been spinning and make it last you, well, practically forever? Between MPC and Content Contender, this is now possible. So I'm going to give you a quick demo here. I'm going to copy my spun content and I'm going to go to Content Contender here and I'm going to start a new project. I'm going to call this a test project and the category in this case is moving, and I'm going to convert my spin block with Content Contender into a humongous spin. There it is, that's done. Now I'm going to tell Content Contender here I want between 4 to 7 paragraphs per page, and I'm going to select the paragraphs that I want. You can select as many or as few as you want. In this case, I'm going to select everything just to show you the output. I have a folder here called output, and this folder is empty. I'm going to click generate spun content and I want residential movers, and I want 4 versions of my output for MPC. Give it a second, that's done. Then I'm going to generate 4 commercial movers, 4 outputs, and you can decide how many different outputs you want. And let's do one more for local movers. Local movers, I'll do 4. And that's it. Now I have my files here. My output is in there. I'm going to zip up this folder. Next thing, I'm going to go to MPC, and this is some new magic Larry built in. Right click, go to auto source, and I have a project folder called test and a template called index.html. And in my template, I have a marker consisting of 8 hashtags, and I'll show you exactly what that is. I'm going to open up my source file here. And once it's there, I'm going to do a preview. Once it's open, I'm going to do a preview, and you're going to see my template is completely empty. There's nothing in there except for my marker. So I'm going to close that, close the editor, and I'm going to right click again and go to auto source, and I'm going to upload my zip file, my output zip file. So from my desktop, I want my output.zip. I'm going to open that. And another thing you might have noticed is that my keyword path number 4 here, let me put this aside, is empty. I don't have any keywords in there. I don't need them right now because MPC, I'm letting MPC fill out my keyword path for me based on my content. So I'm going to click here, make sources, and there you go. I've got my keywords path filled out, but more importantly, I've got my source files lined up exactly right. Keyword matching the content. Now I'm going to do an example. I'm going to do a quick blueprint here and show you the difference between these outputs. This one starts off with some bullet points here with a few steps. Double check before you hire relocation professionals. Then it has a few tips here and points. Then it goes on with talking about costs. Then it talks about commercial moving companies. And it goes on to go with eliminate, well, this is commercial moving, cleaning up your file system when you're moving, and this one is talking about distance, and this part talks about review. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 paragraphs. Let's open up the next one. This one starts totally different. It starts with a somewhat more generic intro, follows up with commercial movers, recommendations, follows with reports and office moving stuff, more about office moving, and then it talks about pricing. The next one, let's open up this one, starts with a somewhat more generic intro, followed by a somewhat more generic paragraph, goes on into office moving, and talking about cost effectiveness, and talks about storage. Now, if you remember, these other two paragraphs, these other two pages here, don't mention the word storage anywhere. Basically, your content is totally unique every single time. Not only does it change the wording on the page and the order of the paragraphs, but everything changes completely. Every single output is 100% unique every single time. And that's what Content Contender and MPC Autosource is about. Thank you for watching this video.